So y'all, we are walking down the hallway. I know y'all haven't seen me in the video as of yet. While we walking, just seeing what landed KJ in the hospital. We're gonna have story time in a minute when we get back to his room. Give y'all a tour of his hospital room. Bubbles.
That's the TV I was trying to tell you about.
That's just 4 TV screens.
I know, that's the TV I was trying to tell you about. They plug in together.
What's your head hurting?
Don't worry, baby. We'll get to it.
Mommy, can we go take a date?
Y'all see Deasia here? And Kayla here. Look. Hello. Look at Bubbles. Come on, we getting on. Just Shanti. Let's go. Bubbles. Listen, look at the rocking chairs. Come on. Cause Bubbles taking all day.
Bubbles, you gonna kill yourself. Stop playing him.
All she do is play. 7. 7. Now we gotta stop at 5 cause she feel okay. Your lips chapped. I gotta get you some chapstick out my.
So it's not funny. I gotta step outside. I mean that. My hand They saw Mickey Mouse.
There go KJ. There's KJ. Look. I'm gonna show it. It's gonna come back on. He was just on that screen.
Bubbles means they know that we see. I need to see Mickey Mouse.
Look at Miss Floyd. Remember her? TJ Mama in the purple. We were just on that
I
screen.
want to see Mickey Mouse, Mommy.
It's gonna come back on this screen, Trey. He was on that screen right there.
I want to see Mickey Mouse.
Hmm?
I want to see Mickey Mouse.
It's gonna come back. Just watch all screens. He was literally just on that one up there. Maybe they put it there because he on his unit. This is KJ's room, everybody. Let me turn on the light. That's the bed. That's the game system that they got in here for him. This is the family area. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Deasia, say hello. This is his. This is the bathroom. Nothing much to see. The shop. Well, you know.
He's shaking.
That's why I was telling him to get in the bed.
So he get to play whatever he wants on the game. But
Go out there and get him a, see this blanket, he can cover up with this. See that?
he got one right here.
That is.
So, KJ, anything you want to say to the blog? I know you don't feel good.
Where's the remote for the TV?
He got it.
Mhm.
Right there.
No.
He's shaking. As y'all can see, he's shaking. He's cold.
It's my
It's a
picture.
remote for to this.
Well, no, she just brought that in here, so you gotta ask them.
No.
No, that's for that TV, Shiny Hill.
One right there. One right there. One right there. One right there. Oh, that right there. See that right there popping up? I wish we had fireworks this year. There's one right there.
Nothing else?
Oh, that's nice.
Street. They're in the middle of the street too, Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
You better hurry up.
Okay, what it do, gang? So I'm gonna have to say that I forgot I had went to sleep. I had so much going on the fact that how we got to be in the hospital on the 4th of July, spending our day there on the 4th of July. So on Saturday evening, KJ started feeling sick, like not feeling well. So then he started throwing up. So I was like, well, let me go to the store and get some nausea pills. So when I went to the store and got some nausea pills, thinking that it was gonna work, yeah, y'all, it didn't work at all. So then Sunday come, he doing the same thing, running a fever, and I'm doing Tylenol, Motrin, you know, rotating as they say us parents should do. So then he started throwing up. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do, because he's starting to look a little dehydrated, or dehydrated eyes, glossy. And I'm like, I just don't know what to do. So as a parent, I was like, I'm gonna watch him, because you know the nausea medicine, he ain't throwing up as bad as he first was. So I guess it gotta be working. So then Monday come. He's still burning up. I still can't get this fever under control. When I tell y'all Motrin, ibuprofen, Motrin, and Tylenol. And sometimes us parents, we be looking at the bottle, but I don't know if it's the accurate dose, the right dosage for his weight, because you know he getting bigger. So I'm like, I'm gonna just take him to the emergency room and let's see what it do. So y'all, we get there and they like, yeah, his fever is 102. How long he been running a 102 fever? I'm like, well, when I took his temperature last, it wasn't no 102. It was like 99.1, 100. So y'all know, for those of you medical experts out there, y'all know that 199 point something is not really a fever. It's called a low grade temp. That's first. So because Janae has a nurse at home, I was like asking her, you know, what's considered a fever, what's not considered a fever. So when I go to the hospital, you know, I know what I make sure I'm on the right point, and I don't be looking stupid. But anyways, when we get there, his fever, he have a fever of 102. So they give him some Tylenol. Now mind you, because before I left home, at 6 p.m. I had gave him some ibuprofen. So they was like, because I gave it to ibuprofen at 6, they can't give him no ibuprofen, because ibuprofen normally helps. So they give him Tylenol and Zofran. Now the Zofran is a dissolvable tablet, so we really wasn't worried about him throwing that back up. So by like 15 minutes after we wait on the Zofran to kick in, they come in with some Tylenol. They give him the Tylenol. And I'm like, okay, cool. So if he can hold this down, you know, we'll be all right to go home. Like, I ain't got to be worried about sending this there in hospital. So I kid you not, y'all, like 3 minutes after giving him that Tylenol, he throws it back up. So then they was like, well, we're gonna wait like 30 minutes. We're gonna see if anyone in his body, because if it did, this fever will be broken. So instead of them waiting like 15-20 minutes, they waited like an hour. Came back. Not only did he throw up, y'all, but not only did he throw up in between that, but his fever was even higher. So his fever was like 103. Oh my God, y'all. So, oh my God. So at this point, I'm worried, because you know when your body exceeds that temperature 102, anything is possible. You can seize, you know, anything is possible. So we waiting, and I get it. I'm like, well, what's the hold up? Like, can y'all give him something else, like some ibuprofen? Because at this point in time, it's already like 9-10 o'clock. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what are they finna do? So at this point, they then say, we're gonna give him some ibuprofen, because you gave it to him at 6, and you know time has passed. That's really why we was waiting. So I'm like, cool. So then in the midst of that, he threw up again. So I'm like, the Zofran couldn't be working, y'all, like, because he throwing up. Y'all gave him Zofran, but it ain't helping. So the lady like, well, we waiting on the doctor to come out. A critical patient is 2 doors down, so we gotta figure out what we gonna do. I'm like, right, because he throwing up and he still got a fever. He's burning up and he's shaking at this point, y'all. So as a mom, I'm like extra worried, like, oh my God, like what is gonna happen? So I kid y'all not, the doctor come in, take his temperature. His temperature's like 102.7. So they like, I think we're just gonna have to admit him and observe him and, you know, figure out what's going on with him. So I'm like, cool, cause yeah, like cool. So at 12:30, 1 o'clock, we finally get upstairs. We get upstairs and I'm like, he still has a fever. None of y'all have came down here and gave him anything for this fever. And my baby said his head hurt on top of all of that. So, boom, here it goes. It's 4th of July. Woohoo! Happy 4th, everybody. So yeah, it's the 4th and we are in the hospital. Fever still continues. He's still having headaches, but at this point, they're giving him the appropriate dosage of his ibuprofen and Tylenol. So the ibuprofen is really breaking the fever. The Tylenol is not. So that's how we ended up at the hospital on the 4th of July, watching the 4th of July fireworks from the hospital window, as y'all see in the video. But other than that, that's how we ended up there. That was story time. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, we on the road to 1K. We on the road to get monetized. So I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, hit these notification bells. Also, y'all pray for baby KJ because he's still in the hospital. And we just want him to come home.